Welcome to the Balkline Arena. I'm Shubhojit Roy in the commentary box with Kaushal, our chief referee for Balkline. Welcome, Kaushal, to Balkline. I think this is your first time here.
Yeah, this is my first time at the Balkline event here. Nice to see how you guys go about organizing this event, and this being the fourth year. So it's great to see a tournament of this magnitude happening in India. So hats off to you and your team, Rishabh Kumar, yourself, Abhishek Bajaj, and the rest of your committee.
Yeah, thank you. We're trying to make Q Sports in India as big as we can, and we're just going to make it bigger next year as well. So, coming back to this match, actually, I've been watching Saad play since the time he's arrived, I think 3 or 4 days ago, and he was 3-0 up against Aditya Chandelier in one of those matches. He made it, Aditya made it 3-all, and what a shot. See, look at that shot. He made it 3-all, and then Saad eventually won the decider. Since that time, he's been looking unstoppable. I think he's been playing really well. As we saw in the red he potted, it's like his confidence after that decider has just hit the skies. Again, what a pot by him.
Yeah, absolutely. I've also seen Saad play on a few occasions, and if he's in the mood, he can really start playing well and make those big breaks as well. So it'll be interesting to see how far he goes in this tournament.
Yeah, he was talking to me about that decider, and so was his opponent. And he said, I don't know how it reached the decider. I just missed one ball, and Aditya took advantage of it. And of course, the decider was very nerve wracking for both the players. And he took a very, very good pink to eventually win that frame. But I think now this match is seeming to be a little interesting. I think maybe Saad has a little bit of an edge because he's been in form, and this is Ahayat's first match, I think, of the tournament. So hopefully we get to see a cracker. It's already 2-1. Let's see what happens.
Anyway, since the referee is racking up the frame, what are your thoughts on how the World Championship at the Crucible is panning out?
Oh, yesterday's match, my God, that match, it broke my heart. It broke a lot of people's, 80% of snooker lovers' hearts. And watching Zhao Zintong play in the manner he did, that second session, 8-0 to beat the greatest in the world is not easy. I don't think anyone has done it, not against Ronnie. And even though he was 12-4 up, I'm sure Zhao might be thinking it's not over, because knowing Ronnie, even though he won the first 2 frames in the next session, so I'm sure he was under pressure. Not pressure, but I'm sure he knows what he's capable of. Of course, he's his mentor and coach and everything. But damn, that second session was something else. That second session just brought life to that young kid, Zhao Zintong. What a player! Yeah. I think whoever he meets in the final, I think he's going to take it. I think this time it's his year. The first Asian player, the first Chinese player, it's going to be brilliant if he wins it. And now that Mark Williams and Judd Trump are both 8-all, we don't know, because Mark Williams is just looking like how he won against, like when he won against John Higgins in the final. I don't know which year it was, I think 2018. I think he's looking really, really good. But let's see what happens.
I mean, the final between Judd Trump and Zhao Zintong, if Judd does go through, is going to be an insane final to be watching and attacking exhibition for all snooker lovers. But if Mark Williams does come into the final after beating Judd Trump, Zhao is going to have a tough time, because Mark Williams is definitely going to slow down the game, play his usual tactics, use his experience.
Yeah, experience. Now the word that you used, experience. Okay, experienced. But Zhao Zintong is not as experienced as these guys, and he's just looking fearless. He's looking like he's not going to miss a ball. And he's just coming out and clearing every frame, almost every frame.
Yeah. Probably if there was anybody Ronnie would have been happy losing to in this championship, it's definitely Zhao Zintong. Looking down at like a father figure to Zhao Zintong and just happy that he's going to the final. I'm sure in the lead up to the final, he's definitely going to be helping him out.
This is the passing of the baton. That's what I feel. Ronnie to Zhao Zintong. It happened 3 years ago when Ronnie won his 2000 in his seventh world title, and he beat Ronnie. The passing of the baton. He won his 7th world title against Judd, and it looked like Ronnie didn't have it in him completely to win one more, but beating the best player in the world at that time, Judd Trump, you can never count him out. Never. But now this one looks like he's passing the baton off to Zhao Zintong. That's what it looked like. The way they embraced each other, after the match, that was really good to see. You don't see that very often, but that was really, really good to see. And for Ronnie to actually go and embrace him in that way, it was amazing.
Now we're back to Balkline.
Yeah.
Watching the matches here. The matchup between Syed and Ahayat Ahmed. The scores 2-1, Syed leading. Just waiting for Saad's opponent to come back before we resume proceedings here.
So you have actually done a lot of tournaments. You've been chief referee in the nationals. You've been, you do a big tournament in Bangalore. I forgot the name of it.
Q Sports Premier League.
Q Sports Premier League. The Q Sports Premier League, where all the players all across India come and they play. We are trying to make something happen in India. Like as the federation, we are trying to, the Players Federation, we are trying to basically make sure that there are a lot of tournaments which happen. So how did you go about in doing your tournament?
See, especially if it's the first year and doing something, as you were talking about, I think the right word you were looking for was the fraternity.
The fraternity, yeah.
The player fraternity.
The player fraternity.
So it's all about uniting them, as you definitely put it, in the right way. It's about giving them more opportunities to make something for themselves, especially given this ecosystem where just a handful of players are able to make something out of it. For example, Balkline has done a great job distributing the prize money way deeper than what tournaments normally do, rewarding players even for winning frames, etc. So the way I went about doing my tournament at Bowring Institute in Bangalore was just about giving an opportunity to players to enjoy the game at the highest level, and giving them some opportunity to earn some money, probably get some more exposure, promote the game. That's how I approached it the first year round. As you would know, doing anything for the first time around is definitely tough.
Oh, it's very tough. It's very tough. And I saw those Instagram videos of yours. That tournament looked amazing, especially the prize distribution and all of it. It was just amazingly done. Next time it happens, I'm going to be there for sure.
Definitely.
Hopefully as a player. Hopefully as a player.
So that means you're going to have a team.
Oh no, that's not what I meant. But no, coming back to this match. So yesterday in the World Championship, when they were breaking off, Ronnie and Zhao, they got almost every ball back to the balk cushion just like this. This is almost a perfect break-off. Almost. Not perfect, but almost a perfect break-off.
This is what you need at the professional level, where everybody's just going to capitalize on any one ball which is out in the open. You give them that one ball in the open, they're going to pot that, just finish the frame.
Yeah.
From there. So you have to be really precise there to sustain in that circuit. and that's what those guys are best at doing.
Yeah, not even in that circuit. Actually, right now in India, there are a lot of players who, they're just like one-visit players.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Like we have, of course, Ishpreet is right now pro and he's just playing to another level. We have Lakshman here, we have Aditya, we have Pankaj, Saurav. All these players are like have just become one-visit players. You give them one chance in the open, or even if you don't, they just create their own chances and they just, like go for the kill.
Yeah, and definitely after seeing so many championships, I would say conditions play a very important role in how players perform.
Yeah.
And if the conditions are good, we're definitely going to see better snooker and better breaks as well.
Yeah. Like yesterday, there was a match which happened. Arvind was playing against Shivraj, I think.
Yeah.
And Shivraj scored a 121 break.
And still lost the match.
Yeah, he was 3-2 up and he still lost the match. That just shows the amount of talent what we have in India, what India is capable of achieving in Q sports. Already there are so many big names who have already achieved so much. We just had Saurav in the World Championship in billiards.
Yeah.
And like
finally somebody else after Pankaj dominating. This would have been his 10th title in a row. 10 years, a decade.
I didn't know that.
Just missed out.
I didn't know that. But I think I saw the way Saurav beat Kozia and the way he beat Pankaj as well. I think it was long due, I think, for him. He's been playing really well.
Yeah. I mean, Pankaj's always been somebody who has made other players raise their game up as well.
He's the best. I think he's the best, according to me. I think he's the best person to pick up a Q in India.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, the titles speak for itself.
I mean, what he's achieved in both sports, billiards and snooker, and 18 titles in billiards, 10 titles in the IBSF of snooker. So, I mean, it's tough to even get even 1 or 2 titles in one sport itself.
Does it look like a Pankaj Ishpreet final again?
I know that's what probably you would want and most of the viewers would want, but it's still a long way to go.
Yeah, I know. It is a long way to go. But last year when they both had, drawn each other in different halves, of course, because that's the way the draw was. I had asked Pankaj in an interview with him, I asked him, both of you and different halves, do you think it's possible that it's going to happen? And he said, I've just won one match, I have no idea. He had just arrived. Oh, what a shot that is by Ahayat. Has he got unlucky though?
Yeah,
he has got unlucky. That is pretty unlucky. The pink on though to the centre pocket. He'll have to play it in and out of balk to come back.
Yeah, 2 cushion and probably aim to leave himself somewhere near the top cushion. So he'll have the option of 2 reds.
Yeah, that's... Oh, he's gone in off. He's gone in off.
Give the dialogue, Tobu. Where's the cue ball going?
Where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball gone, actually? But this wasn't... that wasn't a good shot eventually. He could have... He got a little bit of stun in it instead of follow. That's why it went in off. He could have easily avoided the in off if he had just followed the ball instead of stunning it. He's just asking the referee if he's placed the ball correctly. He doesn't want to give a foul unnecessarily.
Got a plant there.
Yeah.
Nicely on the green to pot it and come up.
Now he's got to follow it again. He shouldn't stun it. Or he can stun it actually. He wants to come closest to the red. I think above the pink spot, if he can. So that he can just play a follow after that and play for the black into the bottom right pocket. That's the shot I was talking about.
Yeah, he's come well here. Can develop the break from here next, the pink, or even
Maybe he
take
can
the blue.
just no. Maybe he can just stun it, and I think the pink is on.
Yeah, it's definitely
He
on.
can just stun
Maybe
it, play the pink.
pink, the blue.
Most of the reds are out in the open. I don't see him making a mistake from here.
Yeah, it's
Or he
definitely
decided to
blue.
play for the blue.
Right shot here.
Yeah,
I mean,
right
it's-
shot. He might have not had the angle to stop for the pink. Lesser margin for error in that shot, so maybe he's just settling down because he's 2-1 down. Sometimes it's so stressful when you're on the table. You know, the easiest shots just look the toughest. If it's not your day, it's not your day.
True. I mean,
Oh, that is
sometimes
not
might be
ideal.
lucky. He's lucky.
He's lucky. That's a very lucky shot. He didn't have to do that. He should have just played it between the black and those two other reds. Now he has a tough positional shot. He'll have to come between all the reds and come back for the blue.
Just like a stun follow with some left hand side. Try to come for the blue here.
The way he's queuing though, it's looking like he's just going to play and only follow it.
Maybe try to hold for the black.
Yeah,
He's
that was the problem.
missed the black.
That was the problem. He didn't have
Kill the
he didn't have a
black.
plan there actually. He didn't know where the cue ball is going to land. He just wanted to make sure that he's coming safe. So we also have Tathya Sachdev here with us. We have Tathya Sachdev also.
Yes, I am here indeed. The man, the myth, the legend. And somebody who, unfortunately, due to being out of the tournament now, has now shifted to a broadcasting role.
Is it going through all these reds? It looks like, oh no, it's not. He's playing safe.
Yeah, needed much more side on that and needed to play that thicker. A variety of ways he could have avoided
He'll have to
avoided
take
the
out the
blue.
rest now, yeah. It's a tough shot. This is a tough shot. Has he left it on? He has a lot of options over here.
Now see, due to the proximity of the white to the cushion, every single one of them is very, very missable. The fun thing about commentating instead of playing is right about now, if I were on the table, I wouldn't be as confident getting any of these spots.
And you can judge all the players.
Yeah,
While commentating.
you are free to criticize anybody
Yeah.
because you've got to be true, right? I mean, that's what journalistic integrity is all about. So, kind of got a free pass to judge people.
Oh, he's
here.
played it in the center. That's a good shot.
That's a very good shot. So the only issue here really is that the black is not on the spot, which might prompt a safety shot here, because the spread of the reds is, I mean, they're there for the taking. It's pretty much a platter. That's a risky shot.
Oh,
And
has he got it? Oh, that is a beautiful shot. But is he covered? Has he covered himself with the blue for the red on the right side? I think he has. Yes, he has.
Courageous shot, very courageous shot.
And unlucky, I would say, not be on red after that because he cued that well.
So it's The sheer amount of confidence needed to roll that in was absolutely amazing. Needs a white to run, needs a white to run. And he needed to avoid that kiss, and he's left that red on into the bottom right pocket with a clear path to get the white back up the table.
That's a good shot.
And
That's
that
a
will
good
be
pot.
a very, very fortunate kiss for Saad Syed.
Saad's the one in form throughout this tournament. Saad and 2-3 other players who are looking very dangerous. They're looking very, very dangerous.
Screwing back off the brown.
Oh,
Is he too close to the cushion
oh,
again?
he's got it too close.
Yes, he is.
He's got it too close. This is a tough shot again. He can actually just slowly drop it in, play the black into the right pocket after that, and he can build a break from there. That's a very good shot.
An amazing shot. Got that too thick. Got that very thick.
Okay.
And to be honest, it could have gone worse for Ahayat Ahmed. He has left that pot on. And
सुमित कितने में था? इमरान का 41 था और उसका 46 था. ओके चलो मैं चेक करता हूँ. उल्टा मैं रिवर्स कैलकुलेशन करता हूँ. 41 एंड ठीक है. आपके हिसाब से सुमित नायडू कितना था? 46 पे था.
needs to avoid the black, and he hasn't done that at all. And he's not just left the red in that bottom left corner for the taking. He has opened up the black. I'm not sure if it comes back on the spot. But even if it doesn't, within a couple of shots, Saad Syed here can work his way around the table.
Yellow plus red plus yellow.
Yeah, he's having a look at that black spot. It's crowded, even if it's not covered. So the next couple of shots will be key to a potentially frame winning visit. He's on a break of 8 with 75 points on the table. That's 6 reds. That black clearly goes into the bottom right pocket. And he's not just left himself with a potentially frame-winning opportunity,
Imagine 54.
but also a crucial break to go 3-1 up
And who potted with
and boost his confidence.
no, no, the phone.
He's got the angle on the blue. Will probably follow it off one cushion. He's got a couple of options. But I think following it off the top cushion seems to be the wisest course of action here. Needs the white to run. He's left himself a little too close to the cushion. He could have come closer to the red. He's okay. Extremely well played. And if he can force that angle of the white between those two reds, or perhaps a crucial cannon, just like he played there, he's got a tremendous opportunity here. The potential of a break of 81. Which should be enough to earn him a bonus break prize. Bockline 4.0 encourages an attacking, aggressive, entertaining style of play. The players have that incentive to go for big breaks. Everybody always wants to go for those big breaks, but having that financial incentive is once again something a player won't mind at all. Needs the white to bounce, because as you can see the red under the black is slightly to the right of the spot. So I'm not sure of the angle here, whether he can avoid a kiss on the black or not. He's screwing back. I think he was conscious about that kiss and what it would yield. And what it has yielded, surprisingly I would say, is an opening for Ahayat Ahmed to bounce back into this. Trailing by 31 with 35 points on the table. Syed lucky to have landed safe on the previous shot, and he now has an opportunity. It wasn't clean, but it was enough. Tough pot to play under that situation, especially with that pace, because it was very likely that if that red did not drop in, he would have left it on. Right on the pocket, dangling on the pocket for Ahayat to capitalize. Double kiss, and that in all probability will be the end of the frame. Syed leading by 32, 27 on the table. And the lead now extends to 34, or 25 on the table.
And how do you meet this one of our youngest players that played Jesse?
He's looking to screw that back. Went for a bit of an exhibition there. But Ahmed will concede. And that will be 3-1 in favor of Saad Syed. He might be a bit bummed with how he could not capitalize with a major, massive break in that last frame. But he'll also be relieved, not leaving that red on, the last red on, because that could have been disastrous and that could have changed the entire face of this match. Snooker is indeed a game of skill. It is a game of discipline. And if you could excuse my innuendo, it is essentially chess with balls. There's a lot of strategy involved. But again, at the same time, there's a lot of courage you need. However, unlike chess, there is also a bit of luck involved. Over the course of a very long match, the luck obviously tends to even itself out. I do not think I need to explain the laws of statistics to anybody here. However, in a best of 7, fortune might favor one or the other person. Three won the score. Saad Syed versus Ahayat Ahmed. And the referee, Mumbai's very own, Mr. Daniel D'Souza. We are very, very thankful here at Bockline 4.0 to all the referees for all of their efforts to conduct a smooth tournament, as well as to Sharma Billiard Accessories for providing impeccable playing conditions. And as somebody who played this event, I assure you, this is not just me saying something. I loved the feel of the tables. Really a pleasure. And really a necessity in a certain sense to have great tables for a tournament of this magnitude. Over the past 4 years, Bockline has grown to become perhaps the premier snooker tournament in this country. Conducted under the aegis of BSAM, the Billiards and Snooker Association of Maharashtra, and BSFI, the Billiards and Snooker Federation of India, here at NSCI Mumbai, that's the National Sports Club of India. Meanwhile, we've got a lot of snooker going on throughout the world. Whether it is in India, 2 premier tournaments going on. We've got the CCI Billiards Classic, the semi-finals underway right now. We've got the Professional World Championship being held at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. Once again, semi-finals going on. In the first semi-final, Zhao Zhentong overcame somebody who has perhaps grown to be his mentor over the past few years in Ronnie O'Sullivan. Zhentong, a qualifier who has received a wild card into this World Championship, is now into the final. And while many may be surprised at that, I personally am not. For anybody who has been following that man over the past few years, the sheer talent he has is unrivaled in the sport, especially for his age. Syed preparing for the break-off in what he would hope will be the final frame of this match. In the other semi-final, the score reads 9 frames to 8. I'm talking about the World Championship, of course. Mark Williams has that 1 frame advantage against Judd Trump in the best of 33 encounter. The winner will progress to the final, which will be played over on Sunday and Monday at the Crucible. Zhao Tong versus the winner of Mark Williams and Judd Trump. So it will be an all southpaw final. That's just incredibly struck there. Very, very careful with the positioning of the white. To have left himself with an angle on the blue to come back down the table, but also to leave that white near the cushion, to leave a tough pot on in case he were to miss. Yeah, that was not expected at all, especially after that red pot. I doubt if he's left anything on besides that red into the left bottom pocket. He'll get the white back up the table, a quarter board short this. But the white will go back up the table. It needs to travel more. And it hasn't. And both players have had the opportunity to put one another in a lot of trouble because these have been some weak safety shots, to be quite honest. And Saad once again has that opportunity. Not to play safe this time, I'm pretty sure he'll go for that pot. Try to hold for the black. One cushion, stun it off the side cushion. That's amazingly struck. He didn't want to take that risk of leaving the red, so he screwed that back. Which, believe you me, makes the pot, it just makes the pot infinitely tougher. To screw that back to get position for the green, absolutely incredible shot that. And he's done well to land on a red there. And Saad now once again will look to rectify something that he missed out on in the previous frame, which was a massive break. He's got a great opportunity here. Several reds out in the open, even though you see those 2 reds under the black, those 3 reds actually. 2 now since he's got that pot. But the way he's queuing, the way he's spotting his short pot percentage has been incredible throughout this match. Unlucky because the best red he's got, I believe, is that red into the left center with a slightly awkward bridge, and he'll need to go for one of the balk colors here. But just look at the sheer confidence with which he's playing. Didn't take that much time on the shot. A couple of feathers was all it needed, and he was sure he was going to get it, and that's exactly what he did. Needs to bounce off. It does. Is that red on? Does the white, his reaction suggests that the white doesn't pass next to the pink. He's bent down for the shot. Perhaps a bit of right side, come off the side cushion for the black. And as I say that, I cannot understate, I cannot overstate the complications on that shot, which is why Syed decided against it. Got that red full in the face off the cushion. that in all probability will be the end of the visit. Too thin. Got that too thin, and the white has bounced off the top cushion, and it has gone well into the left side of the table.
Guys, if you all need any technical support, they will be available in the conference room.
And left that red into the right center pocket.
मैं ग्रुप में डाल देता हूँ. So in case if there's anything, वो by chance वहाँ पर नहीं stepped away, you can call me. And I am.
So brown is the ball to target here. I'm not sure if he comes off one cushion or two cushions. So if he comes off one cushion, it's a bit complicated in how he gets away from the cushion. And if he wants to come two cushions, there's always that complication of the blue on that cushion, on the left cushion. Yeah, and I'm not sure if that was the way to go, because he had a few reds on into the right bottom pocket. I think he'll go to safe off two cushions. He'll get that cannon on the green, which means he's left that pot on into the left center pocket. Now the question is, can Saad avoid cannoning the reds on the left side of the table and come back up the table? And that kiss on the green might have left it on, but the white travelled too far, too near to the cushion, in fact. And it's left Saad with a choice to make. I tried to roll that in behind the blue, and I'm pretty certain that he's left a couple of reds on, if not more. Yeah, I think he's left the entire bunch of them on. Now where's the white going? I mean, if you're potting like that, then I'm not quite sure if there is any player in this tournament who should not fear Saad Syed. Absolutely brilliant. And the oldest trope in the book strikes again. Something often termed the commentator's curse. I think Saad has been tremendous with his long potting, with his short potting as well, barring that one little mistake he made on that black. So you do occasionally, almost fluke that in. But I think Saad has been consistent when it comes to potting, when it comes to constructing breaks. And my assessment of the previous two frames, well played, confident shot again. is that he's lacked a bit in terms of safety. And fortunately for him, so has Ahayat Ahmed. Now does the black snooker the red? It does. Bit of an unforced error, maybe. He's going to swerve it around the black with a ton of left side. And that's always a risk. In fact, even if he did not go him off, he would have left himself once again too low on the black for an easy pot. If he were on the other side of the black, and I mean that in the sense that he was swerving but with right side, he would be coming up the table, and that would make positional play much easier. And once again, Ahayat played. It was a tough shot actually. It was very tough to get the white back up the table near the cushion. He's not done a bad job of it. And that slightly awkward queuing. Yes, it made that pot very, very tough. A quick update on some of the other matches going on right now in the Parkline Arena at NSCI Mumbai. Simranjeet Singh leads, or I'm so sorry, is down 3 frames to 1 against Sagar Kashwani. Gautam Verma leads 3 frames to 2 against Priyanshu Shah in a frame that is yet in its nascent stages. As for table number 1, we've got Sumit Naidu, who's been one of the impressive players of this tournament. And he, however, is tied 2 frames to 2 against Imran Nasir. Parkline 4.0 is powered by Zemo, and that is how you witness all of the live scoring on their website, as well as the live scoring to the bottom of your screen. And they are working on some fascinating upgrades to get this tech on another tier, to be quite honest. So if you think this is impressive, you ain't seen nothing yet. Straightish on the green, with the red very near to the green spot, so I doubt the red will be on in the left top pocket. Which is exactly why he's left himself on into the center pocket. You see players knock these balls in all the time. It's personally one of the shots that I hate to play. Very, very risky. You got slightly awkward queuing. You're not really used to potting into the center from the balk area. That's well played. unless you're a billiards player, which I mean, I do play a lot of billiards. I still suck at it. So make of that what you will. But he's got an opportunity here to open those two reds. Off one cushion. Oh, he's gone for it directly. He's screwed back and he's made a tremendous effort. Just needed slightly more pace on that white. But that was an incredible effort. I don't think there was an angle to come on one cushion, which is why he chose this route. And the parabola that you see the white make of these shots really shows you how well they've been cued. We're waiting for that confirmation, and that was indeed not a foul and a miss. But I think Ahmed, with his safety success in this frame, which has been much higher compared to Saad Syed, has left himself with an opportunity to bounce back into this frame and into this match. And it's just his potting that is unable to back that up. That was not an easy pot by any means, especially down 3-1, trailing by 27 points on two reds. Never easy. It's a good white by Saad. He's got the red near the cushion covered. And the angle on the red that Ahayat is aiming for right now, I doubt is enough for what some call a free try. Once again, subconsciously, you're always hoping to get your white back up the table if you miss the pot. And what that does, once again, it is very, very tough to fight this subconscious battle, as you end up hitting thin because you more than the pot are focused on getting the white back up the table. And at that angle, some might say it's wiser just to avoid going for the pot altogether. Just focus on a good safety. Saad unfortunately has left both of these reds visible, but none of them are snookered. And Ahayat left a very similar shot to the one he played before this, just to the other side of the table. And I doubt he'll go for the same shot this time. He did, and he went for it very confidently. He did not particularly attempt to get the white back up the table that time. A very bold shot, a very dangerous shot, and a very well executed shot. Could have taken a bit more time on that. And a lot of times, at this level, where you're not a Pankaj Advani or an Ishpreet Singh or an Aditya Mehta or a Lakshman Rawat or a Krish Gurbaksani or a Kamal Chawla, you are just not sure sometimes of what is the right course of things, what is the right shot to play in the heat of the moment. And what you end up doing, I think he's left that red on, hasn't he? What you end up doing is you are undecided on whether you're making the right decision pile down on the shot, and that might hamper your execution as well, because now you're not as focused as you would need to be. And this is something that plagues a lot of people, not just in snooker, but in life in general. The concept of cognitive dissonance. Very, very tough to fight. Only comes with experience. And Saad Syed, that will be the shake of hands. That will be the frame and the match. Syed with a phenomenal display. Very, very clinical when it came to his spotting. Bold in his choice of shots. He was spotting well. He was getting those long pots in. And he played to his strengths. But I hope that in the matches to come, which I hope he does go very, very deep into the tournament, he'll need to step up his safety game. And if he is able to do that, then he'll be very, very tough to stop, even for the big guns, yet to be featured at Pockline 4.2. This show will now come to a close. As for who Saad Syed will be playing tomorrow, the draws will be made using chips, as has been done over the course of this tournament. However, I do believe that there is a certain twist that viewers are going to find very, very entertaining when it comes to how the execution of those draws is done today. A very quick update as I log off from here. Gautam Verma has already sealed the match against Priyanshu Shah. He is right now on a break of 56. Going for the blue, clearing up the colors, and the white headed into the center pocket. That will be a foul. But that will be the frame in the match for Gautam Verma as well.